To clarify real quick, so I don't believe that we should be restricted necessarily on magazine capacity, weapon type, or whatever when it comes to gun control. I don't really know exactly what the solution is, but here in Texas, as easy as it is to purchase firearms from gun shows, maybe there should be some more control on that. Maybe. Because the way I see it right now is I could technically be crazy, and if I have cash money and I go to a gun show, I can buy a bunch of guns. So I can see where that could potentially be a problem because reasons. So topic of today has to do with gun control over the recent shooting in Florida. And before anything, my heart goes out to all of those families that are still grieving, that will be grieving for a while over their loved ones, over their children, their brothers, their sisters. My heart goes out to them. My prayers go out to them and their families. That's something that's unfathomable to have to go through and deal with. I can't imagine. But the big topic is gun control, and you know, we have both sides of the conversation. You know, one side saying, hey, completely get rid of all guns, and you know, the other side being advocates of the Second Amendment, saying, hey, you know what, everyone should have guns and forget this whole, you know, gun control thing, because it doesn't even matter anyway, because it doesn't matter what we do. Bad people are still going to do bad things. And my 2 cents on everything is, you know what, and before that, so I haven't done a whole lot of research on, you know, the topic. I'm actually going to set up for a shoot, probably run here or over there, I don't know. I haven't done an extensive amount of research over the topic. I've kind of just read some articles, and personally, I own firearms. I have bought them all, not from gun shows. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I have 3 firearms, and I am a supporter of the Second Amendment and responsible gun ownership and usage. So unbeknownst to me, until I looked it up, I'm gonna walk all the way over there. Unbeknownst to me, so it is insanely easy to purchase a firearm at gun shows because of the firearm loophole. This probably looks really funny. Which I didn't know that. So all of my guns have come from stores where I had to fill out paperwork. I had to register it there. I had to, you know, get my background checked, all that stuff. So I thought it was like that everywhere, but no, it's actually pretty easy to purchase a gun privately at gun shows. So the topic of gun control, and do we need more of it, do we need less of it? I'm in favor of a little more gun control, especially from these gun shows and stuff. I didn't know it was that easy for people to just purchase firearms, and I think that, you know, if there was an extra step on, you know, an official background check or whatever, just another little step on making sure that whoever's buying these guns is not crazy, or they don't intend to do anything crazy, is something that we should do. We should take that extra step. Also, it'd probably be, you know, good to have metal detectors at schools, kind of just implemented everywhere. I know that we have metal detectors going into airports, especially all of the changes because of 9/11, and we have, you know, all of these security measures going into other facilities and stuff, and school's kind of just been one of those things where it's where we don't really have that. And, you know, maybe that's another step that we can take, and maybe, you know, so that brings about, you know, arming teachers. And what happened to the security guard there? How come he didn't respond faster? Stretching all the way to, hey, so why didn't people report this kid? Well, he was reported, and apparently I need to take off my gloves for this. Apparently, he was reported, but the message got lost from whoever took the call to, you know, reporting it to the supervisor. So there's a lot of fails on a lot of people's parts that could have, you know, prevented something like this tragedy that happened. And it's crazy, just this whole debate that's going on. If we took away guns, I don't think that's going to solve the problem, because yes, there are going to be evil people are going to do evil things. Sure, you know, there's an argument for, well, yeah, evil people are going to do evil things, but they wouldn't be able to hurt as many people. Well, I think that could be true for now, until they developed other ways of killing more people. So like more bombings, or I don't know, like gas attacks or something else that's not shooting people. So guns are readily accessible, yes, and I didn't know it was that easy to purchase them, you know, over at guns. Oh my gosh. Sunset Motorcycle. I should go over there. Dang it, it's gonna take a while. Dang it. And I think so, as a reminder, this is the other awkward part of me walking my motorcycle to over here. Go ahead and put it right here. Other side of it too, as a huge reminder. So I know that this kid was labeled as, you know, a problem child, an outcast, a weird person, you know, maybe not a problem child, but definitely weird, someone that was just off, right? So my big reminder is to myself and to everybody. So there's going to be people that are different, there's going to be weird people, right? But let's give each other the courtesy of at least treating each other like we're humans, at least giving each other the decency and the courteous, you know, acknowledgement of, hey, we're here, we're doing this thing called life, how's it going, how are you? And actually, whew, I'm tired. Actually, so I have a bit of a story on that. So back in college, there was this guy that, you know, unbeknownst to me at the time, was going through some stuff, but, you know, he was in my class, so I gave him the courteous, hey man, like, how are you, how's it going? You know, I wasn't really trying to, I don't know, like befriend him really in that sense. Like, I wasn't like, this guy's my best friend, but at the same time, you know, I was just acknowledging him and being like, hey man, because I genuinely wanted to know how he was doing. So if he at the time wanted to talk to me about it, I would have listened. He never did until after the fact. Then he was like, hey man, you know, I really appreciate you just saying hello to me, and it meant a lot to him, which I didn't know. And again, I wasn't really doing it because I was like, hey man, like this guy. And by the way, like, he was kind of quiet, you know, kept to himself. He was, you know, a bit of an introvert, kind of. And you know, I was just like, hey man, I just acknowledged them. I didn't really think anything of it. So as a reminder to myself and to everybody else, let's make sure to, you know, at least acknowledge one another as humans, as people. Let's not treat people as monsters, you know, ostracize people because they're different. And like, I'm not even talking about like a bad difference, just like because they're different, period. Let's do a better job as a human race, as a people, to treat each other better. I think if we did that, a lot of our problems would go away, because there'd be, make sure I'm not stepping in ants, there would be more of this sense of belonging, sense of affirmation, and I don't know, just like, I don't know, I don't really know the words of it, but there would be just more communal society. They're just more of a community, and when there's more of a community, then life is better. Life feels better. It's easier. It's better doing life. It's not fun feeling alone and feeling ostracized and feeling like you're the only one. That's not fun at all. So that's kind of my 2 cents on this topic. It's really sad that it happened. It's beyond sad. It's beyond any kind of expression. But my biggest hope is that it doesn't happen again, and that we can go and treat people better. So disclaimer, I'm not saying that he was treated bad, that people made fun of him. You know, I'm not saying that people were jerks and that's what led them to do this. I don't know what happened. I don't think I ever will know what happened. But it's just a reminder that, you know, we have a huge influence on people's lives, and sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we take our influence for granted, and we don't really think. So, this is probably really awkward because my hand's like all up in the GoPro, but whatever. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, depending on what time you're watching this. Never underestimate the influence that you have, the impact that you have. And you know what? Making a difference starts with one person. So as a reminder to myself and you and everybody else out there, let's not underestimate our impact, and let's go out there, let's make a good difference. Alright guys, that's about it. I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.
For the drop. Yeah, we live for the drop.